A Quiet Place Day 1 is the prequel to the two previous Quiet Place films. This was written and directed by Michael Sarnowski, who previously made the brilliant and emotional Nicolas Cage film called Pig, which was one of my favourite films of 2021. John Krasinski, who wrote, starred and directed the previous two films, returns as a writer for the story. The film is about a woman named Sam who finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of an invasion by alien creatures with ultrasonic hearing. I enjoyed both A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2. Sure, they don't answer all of the questions, but at least they have a lot to entertain us with. Such as the heart-pounding intensity with interesting ideas, for example with sound. For the survival, post-apocalyptic, sci-fi and horror genre. When it comes to A Quiet Place Day 1, before it came out while seeing the trailers, a part of me questioned whether we needed a prequel for this franchise. But simultaneously, I wanted to see if someone like Michael Sarnowski could bring something different, who is very good at creating individual character focus with much profundity. And after seeing the film, as you already know by clicking and watching this video, I was pleasantly surprised with A Quiet Place Day 1. The first aspect to talk about was the fantastic production sets. How New York City is captured shows a great amount of detail and space, before, during and then eventually after becoming demolished and destructive by the cores of the aliens. It's clever how it looks like we're in New York City, but the film was actually shot here in the UK at Warner Brothers Studios Leavesden. In addition, the cinematography is breathtaking, expressing for the world to become lifeless. Once again, this being a Quiet Place film is how it handles and uses the sound design, and again, it's pretty damn great. The film knows the right time to be quiet, then hearing a specific amount of sound effects, for example, hearing the aliens having a walkabout, and then eventually, loudness kicks off when something goes wrong. But again, just like with the other two films, it's a clever and realistic approach towards us, the audience, of how we react to a more striking loud effect, when everything, and I mean everything, is quiet, can cause that. To add to the sound design, the tone itself was petrifying. It was always stressful to guess what objects could cause a noise and attention to danger. It's pretty warm here in the UK at the moment. Well, it is summer after all, and the screening room I was in had no air conditioning. So there's me already feeling a bit warm, and when the suspense kicks in, I get pretty sweaty. There are some decent scares, and I thoroughly liked this particular scare that involved a character's death scene. I will say that I did not like the film's own dream/nightmare jump scare scene. The execution felt a bit try-hard, and honestly though, if you want a great dream/nightmare jump scare scene, you should definitely check out Neil Marshall's The Descent. That one freaked me out. Regarding the aliens themselves, they were all once again fast and spiteful beings, and the designs were very well made. It's well paced, it did not need to be longer or shorter, it's a short and sweet hour 30 to 40 minute duration. The acting was incredible. Lupita Nyong'o, who is one of my favourite actresses, was extraordinary as the character Sam, both physically and emotionally, whom I will talk about more in detail later on. The film also stars with their great performances, Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, Alex Wolff, and Jaimon Hensu, who was also in A Quiet Place Part 2. Some people will probably complain about, well, why is he in the film? We know he's not going to die because he's in A Quiet Place Part 2. So what? It's Jaimon Hensu, he is a wicked actor. I cannot forget to mention the not one but two cats as Frodo. You get it? Frodo? Sam? Yeah? You get it? Who both perform as the wonderful animal companion, and if this ever happens, it shows that cats have the capabilities to survive this. One thing that was very interesting to me was how all of the characters and extras had no training and experience when trying to survive against the aliens. This makes the stakes and danger a lot higher for everyone, and what makes it more terrifying is not knowing who is going to survive. I liked the chemistry between Sam and Eric, who Quinn plays. They both show a lot of support and sympathy towards each other when they're both trying to survive and the private struggles they're going through. Now let's talk about the character Sam. When it comes to the problems she is facing, whether it's the alien invasion and personal issues, I accepted Sam as a lead character, and especially because of the personal struggle she is going through. Of her being a terminal cancer patient, struggling with loneliness and a bit of isolation. But when she gets the opportunity to go out into the big city, it brings nostalgia to her, as she used to grow up in Harlem with her dad. You believe her appreciation of wanting to have these little moments of life again, such as wanting to get pizza as she used to do that as a child. With that being said, it does feel like the most personal and individual focused film from the franchise. This has more drama than sci-fi and horror, and I'm not saying the previous two films didn't have that, this just felt more in-depth to me anyway. Michael Sarnowski's directing and writing with John Krasinski has created a story about loss and appreciating the little things in life one last time before the world you once knew is going to perish, whether it is the aliens themselves or with your own personal issues that you're facing. Regarding my issues, I felt some moments felt a bit all of a sudden, such as, how did you know about that? And how did you know where I was going? Plus, some of the CGI buildings didn't look finished, which was distracting. This is not an issue that I have, but I do think some viewers will complain that this film does not provide all of the answers, specifically with the aliens. Still, we do have another film in the works, which is not surprising, so we shall see. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised by A Quiet Place Day 1. At the start, it's a prequel I didn't feel we needed, but this has a lot of heart and emotion based on drama and character development, with the usual unsettling tone and sound by the horror. You can check it out now in UK cinemas. I'm going to give A Quiet Place Day 1 4 stars out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts about the film in the comments below, and feel free to watch another video. I appreciate the like, subscribe and support as always. Until next time.